Ciao ragazzi, my name is Anthony. This is Aqueel, match expert. Sometimes I don't know which way I'm pointing with the camera facing the other way, but we are here for another match preview and we're starting to get into that little zone, Aqueel, where we can say another win and we can kind of like touch the glory. Verona is one of those possible wins. First of all, how are you? And how are you feeling going into this match, bro?
Hey everyone. I'm doing good, Anthony. It's one of those games, it's against Verona. It's coming off of a tough draw, first of all, against Spezia. But I'm happy with that point, and I'm happy with other teams dropping point as well. It gives me a little bit of a relief. But going against Verona, I have my hopes up. I am feeling positive about this. Given even though our form has been a little shaky, but I am positive. I think we can get the job done here.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Like, if it's one of those games where we're able to win this one comfortably, then everybody will start marching with their chest out, feeling like the Scudetto is within arm's reach. And, that's what I'm really excited for at the moment. The boys gathering together because Spezia was always going to be a difficult game. Kudos to them for getting a point that just might help them stay in the league. But yeah, now it's full speed ahead to Verona. So let's talk tactics. Let's talk lineup. Let's talk predictions. Let's talk opponent. Verona, they were like sort of the best of the mid-table team, in my opinion, because they got their business done early by sealing their safety in Serie A. They were in that meaty curve of mid-table, but they were never dropping. And now they've been on a horrible run. They're about I think they're one win in their last 5, 2 in their last 10 altogether. They're really struggling to find the back of the net. I think they'll come with a little bit of fight, but I also think this team will fatigue extremely quickly. I don't even think it's going to come down to the point, my bro, that we need like a late goal or anything like that. This might be the game. This might be just a win that we feel like we've needed for a long time. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. They started the season off pretty well. They were the team to watch, I think, for the mid-table section. Initially, I was expecting them to finish in in somewhere between 6th to 10th spot, which is a pretty decent number. They're at the 10th spot right now, but they started off really well. They beat the likes of Roma, Atalanta, and Lazio, I think. So they started the season pretty well. But yeah, they kind of took the pedal off the gas. It's a long season, so it wears down the team. And still give credit to them. They've done a pretty good job. But at the same time, when they played against us last time, they played a decent game, and that was early on in the season. So a lot has changed since then, from December till now. It's been 4 months, so things have changed. It's an important match for us. It's an important. It worth a lot more to us. So it's a bigger game for us, and I think we should be taking this. We should go into this game with extreme composure. Try to get a couple of goals early. Shouldn't extend this game longer than 70 minutes. Just have it in the bag. Just make it easy. Don't make any mistakes. Just stay composed. I think that would be the key for this game.
100%. The last time we met this side, we scored a goal. I think it was around about the 52nd minute. Lautaro Martinez scored the goal. If I'm not mistaken, it was a Samir Handanovic that mistake that led to Hellas Verona's goal. Did he dropped the ball off a cross?
He did.
And someone picked up the scraps and put it in the back of the net. Only for Milan Skriniar, who I think might have been the one next to Handanovic, to score with a header at the other end, 4 minutes later. Handanovic, bro. Thanks, fuck. We've got the buffer zone. We've got, excuse my language, live on air, guys, but I swear to God, I've said it before and I'll say it again. With Champions League next season, we've got to start planning for the future. But we won't dive into Handanovic too much. We'll dive into the starting lineup for Inter now. So Handanovic is obviously going to be at the back. Just allow me to share my screen for a second, guys, as we've got the probable formation. A lot of people saying that, in the chats this week, bro, that Romelu Lukaku needs a rest. I say no. He had a really, really bad game against Spezia, but you can't knock the dude's confidence after everything that he's done this season, this close to the end of the season. Would you agree, Aqueel?
Yeah, 100% agree with that. See, this guy has done incredible throughout the season. 21 goals, 9 assists. He's been our MVP. I mean, if I was to put it into simple terms, he's been the MVP for us. So he's had a few games. I agree. Last game was a little off for him, but you don't bench a guy like this. You don't. Yeah, I agree to some extent that he needs rest, maybe later in the game. So if you have a backup for him, if he had one, that would have been fine. But we don't have it. He's fine. He goes out there, he plays hard, and the turnaround for this guy to find form is very short. He'll come around in any minute. Could have happened this game. He could come out and score 2 goals, provide an assist, and he'll have a game of his life. So
Yeah.
to bench a player like that, it's something that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, 100%. The usual suspects in the back three, no need to touch on that. We've got the best defense in the league. We've got the most assuring back three in the league. That's our guys. Can't wait. I hope Bastoni has a big game. For some reason, I'm just feeling like Bastoni's going to have a cracker out there. The midfield, Brozovic, Barella, and Christian Eriksen. Our most perfect mix of technicality and tenacity. I think everybody will agree. My boy Barella. Now, I can't make excuses for his performance the last 2 games because he has been poor. Like, I would actually say he has been poor. But you see that background image at Aqueel. That's like one of my favorite goals of the last 5 or 10 years, man. That's a peach. That's a
Yeah,
pearl. I think I've got it laminated, printed, and hanging on my wall as well
I
somewhere
would
behind
too.
me.
Yeah,
Like, oh my goodness. Remember that one?
yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. See, yeah, he's the type of player that, again, he's gonna come around pretty quick. And if you talk about the last game against Spezia, I mean, look, um, Spezia played really well, and what they did, this was a game of tactics. Italiano versus Conte. They both went out, they studied each other. If you looked at the game, there were a lot of moments in the game where that midfield looked like it had a lot of traffic. There was no room for these midfielders to move around at all. We saw Barella going far too up. And I believe our technical guru Mo said that Barella was either going too far or was he going too far out wide. That's because the midfield was so crowded. He didn't have much space to work with the ball. Same with
Yeah.
Eriksen on the other side. He had to draw back so deep to create space in the middle for Lautaro or for Perisic to make that run because it was getting far too crowded in the middle. So I will give him some leave it, Barella, that he had a off game, but that's okay. He'll come around, and he's the type of player that's gonna spark in any second.
Yeah, fair enough. And up front, Sky predicts that Lautaro Martinez will be on the bench. Alexis Sanchez up top. I don't think that's true, Akil. I think that we will see Lautaro start. He was our best player against Spezia, in my opinion, and I don't think Conte takes him out, to be honest. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. He starts. He starts for me. He starts for Conte for sure. When we talk about Lukaku having an off game, we have to look at the other person. We have to rely on the other person, and he did well. Lautaro was clearly one of our best players, and he's been good in the last few games. And also, especially, he scored in the last fixture, so he'll be itching to go at it again. And Lautaro, you have to give him credit. He's worked really hard to overcome his troubles this season. So you don't bench a guy like that. You play your full strength, and no disrespect to Alexis Sanchez, he's great off the bench, and I think he will come on in the game later on, and he'll provide that spark, that little fire of energy that he does, and he will do that, and we will need it.
Yep.
But as a starter, I don't see that happening.
100%. Thank you to the 10 people that are here in the chat on the video. Make sure you like the video. It helps us and goes a long way. Anyone think Hakimi lacks confidence in front of goal? Almost as if he feels he must always try and square the ball rather than take possible shots. I understand that, and it is very, very frustrating. But, I wish we paid a little bit more attention to our offside trap last week, because Hakimi's game was, in my opinion, a 6.5 out of 10, and it would have been an 8 out of 10 had one of his, crosses that was an assist been allowed for offside. So let's hope that Hakimi has a good game this against Verona, man, because I think he's coming into his form a little bit more. But I agree, he needs to be a little bit more aware on the offense. Indra Hari is back again. Our backline need to be at their best. Lasagna play at Verona now. Yes, he does, bro. And that's speaking of that, let's move into our rivals lineup for this game. A few different banana skin players, a few different players that can pose some sort of threat. We've got Silvestri in goal, Davidovic, Gunta, and Magnani as their back three. Faraoni, Ilic, and Tamezi with Lazovic as their wide left player, Barak, Lasagna, and Zaccagni. I know that Kevin Lasagna and Zaccagni can link up quite well together, but they just haven't been in that sort of flow lately that they were at the start of the season. I'm not expecting our back threes to have any trouble with this particular lineup. The only thing I fear is that, if they can connect on the break, on the counter attack, because I think we'll be keeping a lot of the ball in this particular fixture. What do you think, Aqueel, bro?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Lasagna is a good player. He's going to link up with his rest of the forwards. But our defense has been solid. We know that Skriniar, De Vrij, and Bastoni they have held on to players like, when we played Napoli, they didn't give any of the Napoli players any room whatsoever. The goal that came off of a mistake again. But at the same time, playing against Verona, they have taken the foot off the pedal, like I said. So they'll have a difficult time going against us. And I think what really need collectively from Inter is some composure, calmness in the back, and we shouldn't have any problem containing this team.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's go to some of the comments. Zed says, weird question. Do you think switching Barella and Sanchez's position makes any sense? In this particular lineup that Inter has, probably not. However, it was a weird substitute by Conte because Eriksen was playing as a deep-lying regista, and he was playing even deeper against Spezia than he does usually. And when he brought Sanchez on, and shifted him into a number 10 straight away. So that was an interesting substitution, man. Sanchez plays amazing as a playmaker is why I'm asking. Yeah, 100%. But you can't ask Alexis Sanchez to drop too deep. However, I get why you're saying that in a way, because when Alexis Sanchez came into Manchester United from Arsenal, for Arsenal, he played as a free-roaming attacker anywhere from the left wing forward all the way to the right-hand side if he wanted to drift there. But then when he came to start playing under Mourinho at United, he was almost playing what looked to be a left wing back, even though that wasn't the position, because he had to drop back and collect the ball so much inside his halfway zone. So Z283, I do respect what you've said. I do understand that. But at the moment, man, we are not about to change our tactical setup or our tactical system. Conte's not going to do that. He'll wait until minute 73, 74 in the game to make a big tactical change anywhere near something like that. And it won't be as big as that. Jonathan says, who do we need to look out for as a threat from Verona? Yeah, we just went through that, my G. So Kevin Lasagna, bro, he's one that can pop up out of nowhere. Let's just hope we're not looking at a Federico Di Marco Scrima. Was he in the... No, he's not in the probable lineup.
I was surprised.
Weird, Aqueel, bro. What's going on there?
Yeah, I was surprised. He's fit to play. He played the last game. I was expecting him to play. And he's played well for them. And I wouldn't be surprised if he comes on and gives us a little bit of trouble. As it has been the case.
That's an interesting one. Well, he's on the bench, so yeah, we'll see what happens with that. That's just a strange one. Yeah, he'll probably come off the bench and score the winner then for sure. Gerald says, Perisic looks hungry for goals ever since he scored for his country. He's just very, very much aware on that left-hand side. It was really nice to see him get a goal. He's such a professional, no celebration or nothing, Aqueel.
Yeah, no, definitely. He is, had again troubles in the beginning, but he's come around, and he's been in good form after his injury as well. Got the goal, and he's constantly looking for opportunities. And he's playing well defensively too. I would have to agree, say that because one of his weakness was early in the beginning was for Conte was that his defensive abilities were not quite there. But he's doing it now. He's doing everything. So that kind of also says that, he's hungry. Yes, definitely, for sure. I agree with that. It's good that we have him, and he is obviously in the pecking order above Ashley Young for sure.
Yeah, 100%. 13 people here at the moment. Make sure you like the video. Thank you very much for joining us on Inter Worldwide. It's always a pleasure for us to bring you this content. Indra Hari says Sanchez is more useful as a 10 and his chemistry with Lukaku somehow not that great. They have moments where they think they understand each other, but it's like in that final phase, that final split second that they're not on the right terms. And it was like that at Manchester United as well. Different topic, but do you think Conte will stay next season? Yes, I think the answer is, almost definite. Almost definite, because these days you can't really conceal information like that. There would be things that would be leaking out by now. So what about you, Aqueel? What do you think about that?
1,000%. If I could give more, I would. He definitely stays. He's come a long way. He's brought us to this point where we have 6 games to go, and we have this good lead above everybody else. He's achieved all the goals that he has set for. He definitely stays.
Yeah, 100%, man. All right, let's start moving into talking some predictions and how we think the game is going to go. I just want to see early goals, man. I feel like it's been how many games since we grabbed a really early goal? Let me think. We didn't score early against Spezia or Napoli. The game against Cagliari, we waited until minute 78 or 79,
Yeah,
or was it
quite
even later than that?
later
I don't know if it
probably.
was.
Yeah, I think
All right,
later.
no, that wasn't it.
It's been a
Thank
while,
God
man,
we got
since we
this.
got it. Yeah, it's been a while. And
Mm.
this is something. This is the game to do it. To be really honest, this is the game to do it. And the guys, just how they looked against Spezia. They obviously this whole calculation, the whole Scudetto is playing on their mind. You can tell. When they were not able to crack that defense, you could see the agony in their faces. You could see them waving their hands around like at each other, like getting distraught and very very uncomfortable. So this is the team to bounce back to. Conte is going to tell these players to hey, keep calm, compose, get it in there, play your basics right, and we'll get it. And Lukaku and Lautaro, they're going to have their opportunities. So it's a matter of time. I think it's a matter of taking that shot and making it count. But definitely, I see them scoring in the first half for sure.
Yeah, fair enough. Nah, Biggie, welcome back again. He says we scored against Genoa very early. That makes sense. So we've got a couple of predictions. Jono, my G, 3-0 to Inter. That would be fantastic, bro. I'd love 3-0. Zed says 2-0, as you said, goals early and full on defense. That's what I'm thinking as well. Something along those lines. I really want to get that early goal. And if we can get 2 goals before halftime and go into halftime with a 2-goal lead, well, obviously we're going to defend in the second half. I think that's pretty much everything covered. Nice and quick this time around, Aqueel. But I'll go to you first. What's your in-depth prediction for this game? Scoreline, and what do you think is going to happen?
I am the most optimistic person you'll ever talk to about Inter. I'm always optimistic. Doesn't matter how we play. Doesn't matter what happens, right? This match, I am expecting a 2-goal win, but I'm expecting a dominating performance. I expect Lukaku to score, just because he again has that a thing about him. He's going to get into that goal scoring position and he's going to make them count. He's going to score for sure. The second goal, I'd give it to our defense off a corner. I think if you remember, Christian Eriksen was taking the corners for Inter, I think in the last game or the game before that. Man, he was putting in some dimes from the corner. Everything was pinpoint accurate, right on the head.
That's his thing, bro.
He's going to do that. And Skriniar got to the end of it multiple times. De Vrij did. So I expect them to get the goal from the corner as well. Why don't I think that they're going to score more is, B said it, and Zed also mentioned, I think we're going to go on defense in the second half. This is a quality and this is a luxury that Conte has, and he's going to use it. And there's nothing wrong about it. If we get those goals, we may see Gagliardini come on, go into that defensive mode, collect, stay calm, stay composed, like I said, and just, defend the lead, close out the game, wrap it up.
That's it, man. Indra Hari again says, does Italy do a guard of honor? I'm pretty sure they do. The rule is you do it the game after you mathematically secure it. So as nice as it would be to secure it against Rome and go to Turin for a guard of honor in that stadium, I think I'd just prefer to wrap it up as soon as possible, boys. So that's pretty much it from us, except for me. I don't know, bro. I want to say something like 3-0 or 4-1. But I just can't see us scoring that many goals. I think we've scored 8 goals in our last 11 games, which they're not great stats.
Yeah.
Those are not great stats at all, to be honest. Or it might be 11 goals in 8 games. Either way, they're not fantastic stats when we're trying to talk about having the most dominant strike partnership in Europe. And with Achraf Hakimi on the right-hand side and such a good midfield feeding them. But I do think this is a game where we come out firing and we crack the defense a little bit early. So I do think that we can get 3 goals in this game. So I'll go 3-1. I think Inter can win the game 3-1. There's a goal in there for Lukaku. There's a goal in there for Lautaro. And there's a goal in there for one of our midfielders. Probably, I'd love to see Christian Eriksen score again.
Yeah.
I'd love to see him keep building on that momentum because that was a fantastic goal for him against Napoli. Zed, Juve better if we win it. Yeah, 100%. Indra, Agnelli must be fuming seeing Conte win Scudetto. Not just yet. We'll come to comments like that very soon. I think the way we sit back after scoring works for Serie A and can win us the league, but for Champions League next season, we can't afford to play like this. Yeah, and hopefully, bro, with with a little bit of a deeper squad and a pot A spot instead of a pot C spot or a pot 3 spot, whatever we want to call it, Aqueel, we'll take the game to a few more teams in Europe next season. What do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely. And just to go on that comment, you know, when we drop back on defense, you know, it's not like we're just switching off completely. You know, we counter. We're one of the best counter-attacking teams in Italy right now. So if we go into that tactic, you know, it's not like we're just going to shut it off. So yeah, anything can happen. But at the same time, I agree that, you know, some teams, you know, do have the quality to break down the defenses if you defend too deep. Squad depth is obviously going to play a key role going into next season again in the Champions League. You know, and if we win, when we win the league, I always forget. Being in pot A, I think it's going to help us a lot, especially through the early stages. And if we can build on this team, add a few missing pieces, I think we should not have too much problem going against in any European team in the Champions League. I think we can do it.
Well said, bro. There's 15 people in here. If you haven't already, please like the video, leave a comment. That's going to be it from us. It's going to be a nice quick match preview. And I hope I'm coming at you with 3 points after this game, guys, because if we do, well, then we can start popping bottles, in my opinion, man. So let's get these 3 points covered. And thank you to my G, Aqueel, for joining us for the match preview.
Anytime, man. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. As always, Forza Inter. Ciao, ragazzi.